Okay, so Manchester United have signed us to be their new manager after seasons of not doing that well. And this is what the squad currently looks like here. And we did update some of the transfers. So we do have Cunha, Shesko, and Mbeumo on the team now. And we are going to be selling Eriksen, Casemiro, Maguire, Shaw, Fernandes, Lindelof, Onana, Mount, Nasraoui, and Martinez, as well as Baynder. So hopefully we can get a good amount of profit. And we are going to sell Fernandes, probably not this transfer window, as we are going to need him probably. But we don't want to sell too many players as well. But we did make a good amount of profit here, bringing our budget up to 325 million. So we are going to sign either Mendes, Porro, Bastoni, Xavi Simons, Nico Paz, Musiala here, who is an ambitious signing, but probably won't sign him, as well as Almada, Robinson, Udogi, Hincapié from Leverkusen, Schlotterbeck from Dortmund, as well as Koundé and Martinez. So we are going to sign about 4 players this transfer window. First one being Bastoni, who we will not buy their release clause. But they want 127 million, so I think we will pay that 127 million. Meaning our first signing of the season is going to be Bastoni here. And he's going to hopefully make our defense a lot better than it currently is. And we are going to sign a left back here. And I'm between Mendes and Udogi. But I think we will go for Udogi from Tottenham. And so we are going to offer about 56 million here. And see if they accept this. And they are going to accept that. Meaning that our second signing of the season is Udogi, who should do pretty well on the left side of the defense with Bastoni there. And all we need is a good right back here. And we are going to go for Pedro Porro for about 63 million here, leaving us with 62 million to spend for a keeper after. But they do accept the 63 million, meaning that our third player that we signed is also from Tottenham. So we basically took their 2 fullbacks. And now for the keeper, we are between Lunin, who had a good season a couple years ago for Madrid, as well as Chevalier and Diogo Costa. And I think we will go for Lunin, who is cheaper, meaning we can afford him better. So we are going to offer about 43 million here. And Madrid are going to accept that. So our new number 1 keeper here is going to be Andre Lunin from Real Madrid. And hopefully he can save a lot of goals there. But now, this is what our team looks like. Our defense is looking a lot better with Bastoni, Pedro Porro, Udogi, and Lunin now in the team. And our first game of the season is going to be against Manchester City here in the FA Community Shield, where we do win 3-1 with Cunha, Ugarte, and Kobbie Mainoo scoring there. And our first Premier League game is going to be against Fulham here, which ends in a 3-2 win with Mbeumo and Cunha scoring, followed by a 2-1 win versus Brighton, with Shesko scoring in the 84th minute and the 24th minute, so that's a good start to the season here. But our third game is going to be against Liverpool, and so we kick off the ball here, as Mbeumo is running down the wing here. And we just need to keep the ball and not really lose it, and that's some good dribbling by Mbeumo, who crosses into Shesko, who heads the ball, but that's going to go just over the goal there, as they lob this over to Salah. And we did also update some of the transfers from the Premier League teams, so like Liverpool now have Isak, Wirtz, Kerkez, and Frimpong. And Gravenberch with the shot there, and that's going to be a great goal by Gravenberch, who hits that into the net with a lot of power. Now Isak gets this to Gravenberch here, through to Isak, who takes a shot, but that's going to be a great save by Lunin there. As Salah crosses this in, and Gravenberch gets the header to it, takes a shot, but Delit with a great block there. Now we are going to pass this forward to Mbeumo and lob this over to Shesko, who is through on goal here. And we're going to take the shot, but that's going to be saved by the Alisson there as we cross this in. And he is going to collect that ball there, as Mbeumo just gets tackled off the ball by Kerkez. as they get this over to Gakpo, who gets that through to Isak, takes a shot, but Lunin with a great save there, and that was on target as well. As we're going to get this forward to Cunha here, running down the wing here, and we're just going to try and cross this over to Šeško, but that's going to go to Mbeumo instead, as Kerkez has it. Get this over to Cunha, tries to take the shot, but gets tackled off the ball before he can take it. As they get this to Marquinhos, over to Wirtz, and that's going to be the end of the first half there. As they get this through to Kerkez in the second half, Isak with the ball gets at the Salah, and that's going to be 2-0 there, and that was a great pass by Isak there, spun the ball there, as Salah scores the second goal here. And we just need a goal to put us back into the game here, but we just ran that straight into Marquinhos there. As Gakpo has the ball and gets past Porro, but he catches up there, and they get this through to Kerkez. And we just cannot let them score any more goals here. So we go down too much, then we can't get back. And Bastoni with a great tackle there. But they get this back to Kerkez as Porro misses the tackle. Over to Salah, and that's going to be 3-0 here in the 70th minute. And that is not good start to the game here, or middle of the game, as they get this through to Salah again there, but Lunin with a great save there to deny them the fourth goal. And all we need is really just one goal to at least get a goal, but now Mbeumo has it, and we just need to keep the ball for the rest of the game and try and not lose it. Not let them score any more goals, as we pass that straight into Van Dijk. As Gakpo has it now, Wirtz gets past him, and Bastoni with a great interception there. As Mainoo has it, gets us forward to Cunha. And we're going to cross this over to Šeško, and that was not a good cross there. Should have gone a bit more to the middle of the field. And that's going to be the end of the game there, as Liverpool do manage to win 3-0. But our next game here is going to be against Porto, as they start off the game here with Grujic getting the ball, but great tackle by Fernandes. As we're going to try and get that to Mainoo, but Fabio Vieira gets that to Samu. And De Ligt just needs to make the tackle here, but Samu gets past him as they take the shot, but Bastoni with a great block there, and heads that into Lunin. But now Šeško with the ball here, gets it through to Mbeumo, and that's a great pass there, takes a shot, and that's a great goal by Mbeumo, who scores the first goal of the game here in the 8th minute. And we're just going to throw this forward to Fernandes, gets this through to Šeško, and we are going to lose the ball there. Can Cunha win this back? But he doesn't, as they get this to Pepe, through to Vieira. Now Udogie wins that, gets us forward if we can. And we're trying to pass this over to Fernandes. Gets us through to Fernandes again here. We're going to pass that forward to Šeško, through to Mbeumo. And we're just going to pass this back to Porro here. And we just need to find a good pass there, but that's a bad pass as it gets intercepted there. Great tackle by De Ligt though. As we are going to pass this back to Fernandes, through to Cunha, over to, or just take the shot instead. But that is going to be saved by the keeper as we cross this in, and Cunha misses the header there. As Šeško has the ball here, gets us through to Mbeumo, takes a shot, and that's going to be 2-0 here in the 33rd minute. And that is a great goal by Mbeumo there. But now Vieira has the ball here, gets us over to Pepe, to Fabio Vieira, and Mora has it, crosses it over, and that's going to be a bicycle or attempt by the player. As we get this over to Fernandes here, through to him, I think that was Mbeumo, but that's going to be intercepted as they clear this out. De Ligt with the header, and that's going to go straight to Vieira, or Fabio Vieira. Now Pepe has it, gives it to Samu, and we just need to not let them get the ball there as Samu gets through, takes a shot, but that's going to go just wide of the goal there. Now it's the start of the second half here, as Pepe has it, and Udogie just needs to make the tackle here. They get this back down the wing, over to Pepe, who gets that through there, but Bastoni with a great interception. Now we're going to get this over to Cunha, who gets past the defender here. And we're just going to pass it over to Šeško, takes a shot, and that's a great goal by Benjamin Šeško, who scores to make it 3-0 here in the 55th minute, 54th minute, as Simon has the ball and gets past our defenders there. But Lunin with a great save, and I thought he was going to pass that back to Samu, so I moved De Ligt to cover that, as Samu gets through on goal again here, but Lunin with a great save there, as De Ligt almost runs that into the goal there. So we get this over to Fernandez, through to Cunha here. We're going to pass it back to Šeško if we can. Try and get that back to Cunha, who takes a shot, and that's going to be a goal there, but it is going to be offside, as we get this through to Fernandez. Through to Šeško here. Takes a shot, and that's going to be 4-0 here in the 90th minute. So that does secure our win here, as we do manage to win 4-0 with Šeško and Mbeumo both getting 2 goals. But our next game here is going to be against Fenerbahce in the Europa League. And they're going to start off with the ball here. Get this through to Dzeko. We missed the tackle at Bastoni there. And they're going to get that back through to Dzeko, who is going to pass this back to Talisca. Crosses this in, but Bastoni with a great header out, as we get this over to Fernandez. We're just going to try and pass that back to Bastoni here, over to Menu. We're just going to run this forward here. Now Menu's just going to try and pass this to Fernandez here, through to Šeško. Takes a shot, and that's going to be a great goal by Benjamin Šeško here in the 9th minute of the game. As now Cunha has the ball here. And just lose the ball there, as Talisca has it. Just going to run this forward, I think they are. But they're going to pass this forward to En-Nesyri, who gets through there. But Udogie with a great tackle there, as they get this through to Oguz, who's going to pass that to Kostic, who gets that to En-Nesyri. But De Ligt with a great tackle there, as we get this forward to Cunha. We're going to try and pass that through to Šeško there, as we get this over to Mbeumo, back to Cunha. And we're going to try and get this through somewhere if we can. Get that through to Mbeumo, who takes a shot, and that's going to go just wide of the goal there. So Fernandez gets this to Šeško, through to Mbeumo here. We're going to pass this back to Fernandez. Takes a shot, but that's going to be saved by Livakovic, as we cross this in. Šeško with the header, and that's going to be a great goal by Benjamin Šeško, who heads that into the top net there, or top of the goal. And En-Nesyri gets us forward here. Bastoni with the tackle here, and that's going to be a foul there. I thought that was a clean tackle, as he just shoves Porro off the ball. But now Lunin with a great save there, passes forward to Cunha. And we're just going to try and get this over to Udogie if we can. That's a great skill by Cunha there, as we're going to pass this over to Bruno Fernandes. Over top to Šeško. To Mbeumo, who does score the 3rd goal of the game here in the 65th minute. So we are in the lead, and we just need to keep the lead and not let them get the ball that much, which should be simple, but could always lose there. But now Šeško gets it to Fernandez, takes a shot, and that's a great goal by Bruno Fernandes from the edge of the box, as they scored to make it 4-0 here. And now they're on the attack here, with them crossing it into Fred. Takes a shot, but De Ligt with a great tackle there. It's going to go out for a corner, but now En-Nesyri is running down the wing here. Gets past De Ligt there, as Porro needs to catch up, but misses the tackle as they crosses over to Fred again. Takes a shot, but Bastoni with a great block, and Lunin with a great save there, as this game is going to end here with us winning 4-0, with Šeško getting 2, as well as Mbeumo and Fernandez both scoring. So currently we are in 4th place in the league with 21 points, 3 points behind Liverpool. In the Carabao Cup we are in the quarterfinals, as well as 1st place with 9 points in the Europa League. And our next game here is going to be against Chelsea, as we kick off the game here, getting this to Fernandez. And he gets tackled off the ball by Caicedo there, as they get this through to Jackson. And Pedro Porro with great control there as he gets this to Mbeumo. But now Palmer has the ball here. Bastoni with a great tackle there. Back to Bastoni. And Fernandez is playing deeper here as they get this over to Caicedo. Some great dribbling by Caicedo there as they get this forward to Palmer, who gets past their defense, gets to Madueke. And they're just going to pass that back to Palmer there, who is through on goal, takes a shot, and that's a great save by Lunin there. As Nkunku has the ball here. Palmer with it. Just gets past our defense there. And De Ligt with a great block there to block the cross into the box. As they cross this back in, with Pedro Porro making a good tackle as Lunin collects it. And we get this forward to Šeško here. Through to Cunha, who is through on goal here. Cunha takes a shot, and that's going to be a great goal there by him to make it 1-0 in the 26th minute. As Caicedo has it, gets to Gusto. And Cunha with a great tackle there and great skill to keep it in. So we get this over to, who's that, Ugarte. Now Lavia has the ball, gets it to Caicedo, through to Madueke, back to Lavia. So they get this over to Palmer, and Jackson is through on goal here. And Lunin needs to make a great save. And that is a good save by Lunin there. As Mbeumo has it. Gets this over to Bruno Fernandes. Back to Mainoo here, over to Šeško. Takes a shot, and that's going to be a good goal there by Šeško, but it is going to be offside there. As Jackson has the ball here. And Bastoni doesn't make the tackle. As Palmer has it. Gets it back to Caicedo. And now Madueke is on the wing here. We're trying to block his passing options as he gets past our defenders. Jackson with the shot, but that's going to go off Bastoni there. So he gets through here, takes a shot, but Lunin with a great save. Now they get this through to Jackson here. And Lunin with another save there to deny them the equalizer. As Mainoo has it. Gets this over to Udogie. We're going to pass it through to Cunha, but we just slip and then pass it straight into Gusto. Now Nkunku has the ball here. But De Ligt with a great interception there as Palmer takes a shot, but that's going to be a block by Bastoni, who gets it to Fernandez, over to Šeško here, and we're just going to pass this through to Cunha, who is through on goal here. We're going to cut in, take a shot, and Cunha gets his brace here in the 76th minute, scoring the second goal of the game and his second goal of the game. As we get this through to Mbeumo here, we're just going to pass this back here to Bruno or Pedro Porro. Over to Šeško. Takes a shot, but that's going to be saved by Onana there. We're going to cross this in for Šeško, who does miss the header there. As they clear this out to Dybala. But that is going to be the end of the game here, with us winning 2-0 against Chelsea. So we are doing pretty well. But our final game of the episode is going to be against Manchester City here, who are in 5th place. So one place behind us, as they get the ball to Haaland here, as Stones has it now, running down the wing. Gets that through to Bernardo Silva, back to Stones, and we just need to guard Haaland effectively here, not let him get much of the ball. As Gundogan takes a shot, and that's going to be a great save by Lunin there, as Grealish gets over to Gundogan again, who is probably going to take a shot. But that's a great save by Lunin there to deny the goal. As Udogie gets this through to Cunha, or tried to, but couldn't, as we're just going to run this all the way down. That's some great pace by Udogie, but Ederson just collects the ball there before he can get the pass off. As De Bruyne now has the ball. And Bastoni with a great interception there, as Cunha gets it. And we're going to pass this through to Mainoo. We're going to try and get this to Šeško if we can. But we're just going to pass this back to Bruno Fernandes. Takes the shot. But that's going to be a great save by Ederson there. As we do get this through to Cunha here. Takes a shot. But that's going to be saved by Ederson there. Or it's going to go wide. As they get this through to De Bruyne again here. And now Haaland with the ball. and we just cannot let him get past us, but Bastoni misses the tackle there. And Lunin just rushes out there, but that's going to be 1-0 here in the 33rd minute. As now Cunha gets this over to Bruno Fernandes, over to Ugarte, back to Fernandes. I wish he could find a goal here. And Mbeumo gets past the defender, takes a shot, but that's a great save by Ederson. Now Bastoni's going to go on the attack here. Running down the wing here. Crosses that, but that's going to be blocked by Ruben Diaz. As we get this over to Bruno Fernandes. Now Cunha gets past Stones there, crosses over to Šeško. Šeško takes a bicycle kick there, and that is going to be saved by Martin Ederson. As Fernandes has it, gets this through to Mbeumo, and we're just going to take the shot here, but that's going to be saved by Ederson. As Vardiol has it, Menu gets this to Fernandes, who's going to get that through to Cunha here. And we're going to try and get this over to Mbeumo, who makes the run up, takes a shot, and that's going to be a great goal by Mbeumo there to score to make it 1-1 in the 69th minute. As De Bruyne gets this over to Grealish. Back to De Bruyne here. As Haaland gets the ball, but Pedro Porro with a great interception there. As we are going to get this through to Mbeumo here. And we're just going to run down the wing here and try and cross it into Cunha here. But we do lose control there as we're just going to pass that back to Fernandes. Over to Ugarte. We're just going to take a shot here. And that's a great goal by Ugarte to score in the 80th minute here to make it 2-1. As Bastoni hits that out for a corner kick. And they are going to cross this in. And we need to figure out how to control them. But Vardiol heads that into the goal there to make it 2-2 in the 86th minute. And I just couldn't get Cunha in front of him. As Foden almost gets tackled down for a penalty, but Udogie with a great tackle there. As we pass that straight into Kovacic. As this game is going to end 2-2 here. With us, Mbeumo and Ugarte both scoring great goals. As we are currently second place in the league with 44 points. Just 2 points behind Aston Villa. And 5 points ahead of Liverpool. And we will be playing Fulham as well as West Ham in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. And currently we are first place with 16 points in the Europa League. And our highest goal scorer here is Šeško with 18 goals and 12 assists. Followed by Cunha with 16 goals and 6 assists, so they're both doing well. And Mbeumo, who has 15 goals and 4 assists. And Fernandes is doing pretty decent this season with 13 goals and 11 assists. But I'll see you guys in the next episode. So, bye.